morning. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Wednesday, and we are now at the 14th of August, 2019. It is not the dog's days of summer. It is volatility galore. You know, each morning I wake up and I put out for my subscribers a morning video that I talk about. And you might want to look at it at the end of this, because the idea is that I start reading and recording somewhere between 5. I've read most of everything I need by 5. I begin recording 5:30 or so, 6 in the morning, and I have this update typically posted between 6:30 and 7, and it's a video. And in it, I'm reviewing what's going on in Europe, what's taking place in Asia, and how it's impacting the U.S. markets. You're down 500 points in the Dow, as you see. This is a bounce off the lows. You're down 55 in the S&P. So what went on? Curve inversions. The 2-10-year inverted. And that is often a pretty solid sign that the market has got a flash warning of recession 11 months or later out. Now, we had some of the short terms. I'm talking the months versus the other, but a 2-year, 10-year, that's a pretty big sign. The market's looking at this and getting concerned. U.S. import-export prices up 0.2. They expected it down 0.1. July export prices up 0.2. Prior month was down 0.7. And petroleum import prices, with all this break that we've had, we're paying 1.9% more. MBA mortgage headlines, you'd expect blowout numbers, and you're getting them to a degree. Refinancing went up 36.9%. Who isn't calling the banker to see? The problem is, if you're in our industry, you know what's going on with these inversions, and those in it, if you got financing to do, might be holding back, believe it or not. There could be another half point here, and that's a lot when you've got your money going. Eurostat data noted that the second quarter 2019 employment growth in the EU went up 0.2 quarter over quarter, but it was down from the 0.4 quarter over quarter pace last year. Job growth on the year over year was up 1.1%, and that is off from the 1.3% year over year pace in the first quarter. 2-year versus the 10-year inverted today. Then China's National Bureau reports today, and this is the number I was warning you on all week, that output growth has slowed markedly to 4.8% from a year earlier. This is the most bearish forecast of the Reuters poll and is the weakest pace since February, get ready for this, 17 years ago, 2002. Their economy growth cooled to a near 30-year low of 6.2% in the second quarter. Fixed asset investment rose 5.7% from Jan through July, but it was looked to be even bigger than that at 5.8%. In infrastructure investment, and I expect this to grow, up 3.8% the first 7 months of the year, slowing from the 4.1% that we saw Jan through June. Property investment, the weakest this year, but that makes sense because China's not trying to push that at this point. U.S. Commerce Secretary Ross today basically said that what the president did, there's no quid pro quo. In other words, China doesn't have to do anything. We'll see what happens. More important to me is Mr. Navarro came out afterwards, and he's saying there's nothing scheduled, and where are we on this? Eurostat showed the 19-country GDP was up 0.2% versus the prior quarter. The region's first quarter 2019 growth was up 0.4. So while it's up, it's a slowing of the up. The second quarter 2019 GDP up 1.1% year over year, in line with the estimates. And Germany, their economy shrank 0.1% in the second quarter of 2019, sharply below the 0.4 expansion shown in the first quarter. So we have a world slowdown. You're seeing it in stock prices. You're seeing it in curve inversions. And what I try to bring to you is some sense to all this first thing in the morning. And how I do that is right here. I do that with my morning video. In the video, before you even get going, or if you're sitting at your desk, wherever, this is coming out to you, and I'm reviewing 40 charts at a time, with 5 ETFs thrown in typically. The idea here is to give you confidence in your own analysis. I'll show you what I see, hoping you have a cup of coffee with me as I'm doing it, and away we go. And the idea here is technical analysis, but I'm also going to bring you up to date with what I know on the fundamentals at that point during the day. So we'll discuss the technical, we're going to look at those fundamentals, but here's something different. Unlike these general YouTube videos that I do, which don't get me wrong, I think they're good, but I'm able to say, buy here, sell there, here's a stop order on the trade, hey, I'm dead wrong, or hey, I'm dead right, add to this. I guide you along as to what I'm seeing in the market. Maybe, just maybe, that gives you the confidence you're looking for. Now, the charts are different than what you see back here with the light background. They're jet black. I am not in them. I've got a headset on, and I'm reviewing more studies than you have in any of these charts. And I always do it in the same sequence with the idea that there's a slide bar, and as you pull it, if you want to go to the metals, just go right there. You don't have to deal with the others. Time is your enemy. I want to make it friendly. There's also a lexicon on the side. Click the name, it'll take you right to that section. These videos typically about 20 minutes long, so gives you an idea. There's a lot of meat in them. I am not expecting you to look at everything, but if you want, you're certainly invited to do it. To get you started, $7.95 for the first 30 days, and it's 30 days at a time subscription. After that, it goes to $15, and should you want to sign up for a year up front, then it comes down to $156 or $13 every 30 days if you think about it. Not that much in these volatile times, and what if, just what if, you get an idea out of it that you think makes sense. How do you find more? Go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. Under Education or Research, Morning Subscriber video, the drop-down menu will show and away you go. Now, we're going to have a whole new look to this website when you start coming to it, probably over the next 5 days. You know, once we publish it, the caching has to go up and the different IP addresses have to catch up with it. But simpler, easier to get around our different offerings as well. I'm Ira Epstein. I really appreciate your watching this, and I'll see you at the end of the day with our end of the